Writer, author, badass, and now podcaster. Who is it?
It's LSH.
Welcome to Talking Shit with LSH, a unique female perspective on sex, love, motherhood, relationships, careers, and the real shit women say and think about societal norms. Unleashed. It's not what you do, it's who you are. Who is it?
It's LSH.
Talking Shit.
So we're going to get started with, it's a new show called Wags. How many of you have heard of the show Wags? Yeah. Only one. Yeah. Okay, but that's okay. That's okay. Kitty knows Wags. Wags stands for Wives and Girlfriends.
Of athletes, yeah.
Wives and girlfriends, right? And so we have some wives in here. Former wives in here. We have some girlfriends in here. Right? Okay. So let's have that conversation about being a wife, being a girlfriend. So the first question I want to find out.
Oh.
Well, then you just up the ante. But so the first question I want to find out is, I'm going to put this on the table. Why aren't wives like girlfriends? You know, the hot part of being a girlfriend. You know, that spontaneous. Let me just do you in the driveway, or let me just do you in the parking. I'm just wondering. Right?
No, great question.
You know, the sexy. I just got the lights on, and it's very spontaneous and very romantic. So why aren't wives like girlfriends?
They get lazy.
They get lazy.
Oh.
Oh. What do you mean by that?
I just think that women take things for granted. If you love sex, you love your man, you'll keep it fresh, you'll keep it spontaneous, you'll keep it sexy. When you stop that, then that's when things get boring, get monotonous, get vanilla. So girlfriends, what? They are excited to see them.
Yeah.
They're more likely to be spontaneous, so they'll up the ante. They'll do the extra because they don't know when they're going to see homeboy again. Wives know when they're going to see him again in a couple of hours tomorrow. So yeah.
I think Vanessa feels it's because they get lazy.
I agree, but I disagree.
Yeah.
It is very easy to be girlfriend and spicy and
Yes. When the
when the
bill's
kids
not
ain't
due.
crying.
Somebody expecting you to cook, and it's just, there's a different level of responsibility when you're a wife versus when you're a girlfriend, and there's that hands down.
I am a wife, by the way.
I know you are.
Since 2001.
I know you are. I just feel, as a very, very newly, not even 60 days in, there's just a different level of responsibility, I think, for wives.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to the wives.
Thank you. It's real nice to be a part of the wives club.
Until you win in about 10 years. Vanilla. What I need to add to this equation? Maybe another.
Right.
I don't know.
I think it's really hard, especially when both people are busy. I find myself trying to schedule time.
The schedule sex.
Schedule everything. Can you wake up 15 minutes early so we can talk about X, Y, and Z, or so it's hard to then input some girlfriend attitude.
Behavior.
Yeah. And I'm not feeling very sexy when I'm talking about Kuman and how's the baby getting to swimming lessons, and we have not found a nanny yet. I'm not feeling very sexy, so maybe I don't know, lazy, maybe, I don't know.
But one thing that I will say is that women that I've spoken to who have been married for a very, very, very long time
What's that? Qualify.
agree with what have basically very, very, very long time. The Beans have been married for, I think, 25 years, maybe longer. And they're actually both on their second go-round. But every time I'm dining with them at their home with my husband, she's like, you gotta be calm, leave him alone, let him do. Girl, you gotta be the girlfriend. You go relax, and I'm like, I'm just trying to help. And she's like, no, you're irritating him is what you're doing. So, I mean, I'm learning from...
Trying to be white?
I'm learning how to be a wife. I mean, my father died when I was young, so I was raised by a single mother. And so I didn't have that example.
Yeah.
And my grandparents lived in separate rooms for as long as I can remember. They loved each other, but they lived in separate rooms. So I don't have a ton of examples of what it's like to be a wife, and I have to share with my husband regularly. And we lived together before we were husband and wife, so it's not like I'm officially married for 60 days, but kind of been living the life for a while. And I have to tell him, like, this is my first rodeo. I need you to be patient with me because I'm learning.
So what about though that woman out there that's like, yeah, you're lazy and you're tired and you got Kumon and you got swimming and you got all of this shit. So I'm about to like ease on in there and be the one that you don't have to worry about that.
Well, she about to meet that New York shit.
Yeah.
As my husband calls it.
Yes.
So, but what if you are not from? I'm a Brooklyn girl, but what if you're not from that?
You better
place?
find your inner New York.
Ah. Okay. So you're saying that wives need to find something other to keep girlfriend at bay.
You know what? This is super single. Like, hello. Like I'm not even girlfriend. Like I'm aspiring. But what I want to say is being that and being social, like husbands look. And I am not a home wrecker. I'm not claiming that at all. But I'm always uncomfortable in situations when I meet a man and like I have to almost, I don't know, shoot him with some truth serum to get the truth out. You know what I mean? And so I say that to say men are very flirtatious. Men, I can tell when I meet a husband who's not happy at home because he gives off like a pheromone of like thirstiness and like just, and eager, so eager. And it frustrates me because I'm looking for somebody single. And I have to ask, okay, so are you, and oh my God, the question of like, are you single? It gets so convoluted. I'm not happy. We don't sleep in the same bed. Blah, blah, blah. So you're married, sir? Is that, do you know what I mean? So I and this is not to take up for those women who are homewreckers because I think that is completely wrong. And I feel like that was the cause of my parents' divorce, but I just want to say from the super single perspective that the husbands are those unhappy husbands. They are out there searching.
Yeah.
I would have no sentiment. But I asked, are you single, divorced, separated, living separated?
Why we gotta ask all those questions?
Yeah.
I
It's
know,
like
but
being a little bit pregnant.
is that
Either you
we
are or
do,
you
Yeah.
because they do hide it.
Yeah.
They do layer it with all these. I don't even want to go into if you live in a separate room. Just answer those and we could.
Right. Yes
So
or no.
So are you interested in keeping your marriage? Those who are married.
Yeah.
Does that mean you're willing to do whatever it takes to keep that marriage, right? So Patrice, sorry.
Saran say. Patrice is not here. Saran say.
She mentioned she's approached, right, by husband. She already knows off the bat. Have you ever been approached to be a unicorn? Does anybody know what a unicorn is?
What's the unicorn?
Help me.
Do tell.
Anybody know?
Oh, all the time, and I don't even understand why.
So
What's a unicorn?
The unicorn is the one that enters the marriage, knowing they're married, but that is what they need to keep their marriage. So they're not in separate bedrooms.
I've been approached 3 times, and I don't even understand why. If you knew me, I am probably the prude. I'm very prude, and the fact that I'm in the Starbucks. I've been approached by couples in the Starbucks, in a bar. Couples. Like people, and it's been a while.
You're sexy.
But are you shaking your head? Like,
I'm saying you're sexy, so if they're looking for sex, myself, I may look like a vamp, but I have been called a prude before. I call myself a prude at times, but it's because of your look, your appeal, and it may not be
like, you know, I might say you're sexy. They might think it's your thighs, your hair, your lips, whatever. So the lady's like, yeah, she's the one. And I've been out with my former fiance, and couples have approached us, especially Caucasians, because they're looking for some cocoa.
Former fiance, though.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
A whole nother thing, but yeah.
So because it may not be, I like what Coco said, it's not about one thing that may appeal to him, because there is a reality of it's too much going on in the house. I just want a little fantasy. But if his fantasy, it could be your fantasy. You know, a threesome.
Well, the other thing that you run the risk of is that he might not be able to really see himself doing as the mother of his children what he really wants to do to Charlie.
Yeah.
So he wants to do this to Charlie, but I can't do that with Coco because she's got the baby and she does the carpool and she does all these other things. But Charlie
Gets
is
down.
risque and she wouldn't do this and she ups the ante.
Because she wants to be wife. The other thing, girlfriends do
No,
things.
I didn't want to be wife.
No, not you, but just say some
But I'm
girlfriends
just
want to be
saying,
a wife.
though,
They'll
I'm just
do
saying that,
what they
you
think
know.
they need to do in order to be a wife.
So she's, I see what that
Not
is.
saying Charlie, but just
Right.
another
I
woman.
think it depends on where you are in your life. So there are some women out there that are certainly going after the husbands because they want to be the wife. And then there's some women that are going out there to play with the husband because they don't want to be the wife. Because they want to be the other, whatever. And I'm not going to say other woman, but the other, right? So it just depends on what the circumstances are. So I think that we make a huge mistake as women as categorizing people. You know, like, oh, well, she's doing this, then that must mean. No, not necessarily. And I think it also depends on where you are in your station in life. You know, what are you going through at that particular moment? Because you have a very different perspective. It evolves. We all evolve, right? No one wants to. Hopefully, we shouldn't want to be remain the same. We're evolving. We want to grow. So how you feel about something right now in your married life, Kitty, expecting and 60 days in is going to be real different in how you feel in 5 years, and how you feel in 10 years, and how you feel in 20 years.
Come on.
And it's really difficult to be the girlfriend, because you got shit to do. I got to get the kid. Exactly what you said. I got shit to do, and you are at the bottom of the list, unfortunately. Because I think you're the adult and you're supposed to understand. Because I got to do all this stuff before I get to you. But then by the time I get to you, I'm tired. Because I'm every woman, right? I got to do it all. I got to be it all.
But is he supposed to understand that? Should that be his worry and concern?
Yeah, if he wants some.
Well, that's where it opens it up.
And he's supposed to be my partner. And he's supposed to be in this with me.
Is sexy?
It can be very sexy.
Dishes is sexy.
It can be very sexy. Okay? Because, and it could just be because you're standing there with nothing on washing dishes, but you're getting them dishes done.
There you go.
For me, it's not even like, oh, I'm going to not have anything on, so when my husband walks through the door, he thinks that I'm sexy washing these dishes. It's, I'm at home, I don't want anything on, and I'm washing these dishes, and so when he happens to walk in, he's like, hey, babe. I'm like, see, I didn't even have to put any effort into it because I'm just being me. So I think it's also about knowing your man, and I don't feel like it takes a ton of effort, and I know I'm wet behind the ears, y'all. I don't think it takes a ton of effort to love your husband. I don't think it takes a ton of effort to. Every sex session is not a marathon. I mean, sometimes your man just wants you to just feel. He just wants you to maybe just rub my balls. Like, I mean, it can be very, very simple. It does not have to be the whole thing every time.
And the other thing is it's always like as if the man wants it. What if you just want it?
Well, and when you want it, you get it ready and you hop on it.
And it's not just about him, and it's not about, oh, I'm tired, I need some energy.
Exactly.
Let's get up 15 minutes earlier so we can get this done.
I have a bad day.
I got a bad day.
But when I start the day with a little something, I just feel a little light on my feet. I can greet my coworkers a little different. Because I'm having flashbacks throughout the day. And not of a marathon session, but just the smell of my man, the feel of him.
Good morning.
Intimacy.
Good morning,
people in here that has been married longer than I, going on 10 years.